Last spring, more than 1,500 University of Southern California students voted Los Angeles Ram president Georgia Frontiere one of the 10 most influential women of the year, along with Nancy Reagan, Barbra Streisand, and Mother Teresa. Now, you may not agree with that assessment, but she certainly is one of the most influential women in professional sports. And Connie Chung of KNXT was given a rare opportunity for a visit with this woman whose interests reflect her early career as a singer and her pleasure in writing verse.
And Hayden going upstairs, gets some protection, and it's picked off by Jack Ham. And Ham is to the 10.
Did I hit the right note?
You did.
Georgia always wanted to be a star, but this season, her show has folded. She was born Georgia Irwin in St. Louis. Her early life as a singer took her from Las Vegas to New York, and also through 5 marriages. Carroll Rosenblum was husband number 6, a multimillionaire who left her the Rams when he died 2.5 years ago. Carroll was a tough act to follow, and critics quickly gave Georgia bad reviews. As she took us on a tour of Ram Park in Anaheim, it was clear she is an easy target.
What does that do to the legs?
Building right up through the quad right here. When you push off.
Inner
boom, yeah,
thighs?
explosion, pure explosion.
Explosion?
Yeah, coming off the line.
Does that, oh, so they can...
Yeah.
Well, that's the way it goes.
Also, the possessory interest tax came up today, and I think we'll probably be appealing that.
Is that all right to have on the television?
It was in the newspaper.
Oh, then that's all right.
Privately, some players admit it embarrasses them when she tries to be one of the guys. Others say she is the owner and she can do anything she wants. But the older players think Carroll Rosenblum would have found a way to keep Vince Ferragamo and quietly pay off Fred Dreyer. That mismanagement botched those deals.
Essentially, she's in a man's world. I think she felt her way along the first year, and she ended up leading the team to the Super Bowl, and I think she's come a long way since then.
She takes a great deal of advice on running the team. Some of it comes from her 7th husband, Dominic Frontiere, a Hollywood composer.
Some have said that even you are running the team. Is it true?
No. No.
Anybody that knows me, I guess, knows that it's pretty hard to tell me what to do.
She does have the last word, but insiders say she is not decisive. She's elusive, difficult to reach on the phone, and perpetually late. She's running the team her way.
Running a business, I don't know that it has to be run by a macho.
Georgia does take an interest in the human side of this business, cares about the players, but her team is heading for its worst record in a decade. As an involved owner of the Los Angeles Rams, Georgia may be miscast.
Yes, woman is the weaker one. How else would all the work get done? And when we go to bed at night, who really starts and ends each fight?
Connie Chung for CBS Sports.
Irv, as a former player, would it be distractive to have a woman such as Georgia as the owner of your team?
I don't really think so, but I think too much has been said about the Rams front office operation. You remember a couple of years ago, they went to the Super Bowl. I think the players just sort of shake it off.
All right, the NFL Today continues on CBS.
Car's running great, honey.
Right.
Hey, the blimp's behind us.
Hey, good way to put it.
No, it's for real.
Well, it's real enough for me. I haven't had a lick of trouble since I got that tune-up at Goodyear. And you know, they've got over 1,300 service stores coast to coast. So you see, the blimp's behind us wherever we go. Hey, the blimp's behind us!
Good way to put it.
The kind of car care you've been looking for. One more reason Goodyear is out front, worldwide.
Recently, a few extraordinary wines were entered in a prestigious international competition. Wines made from costly varietal grapes, harvested in some of the world's finest growing regions. An oak-aged Chardonnay, a deep, full-flavored Burgundy, a light, dry Chenin Blanc, a varietal Rosé, a spicy Gewürztraminer. And each of these wines, all from a single winemaker, was judged to be among the best of the world.
Silver medal, gold medal, silver, gold, gold medal.
The wines, all from America, all from California, and all from the wine cellars of America's premier vintners, Ernest and Julio Gallo. The award-winning wines of Ernest and Julio Gallo.
CBS Sports coverage of the National Football League is sponsored by the Tough Americans, American Motors and its AMC Jeep and Renault dealers. Radio Shack, a division of Tandy Corporation. And by STP, STP Gas Treatment and STP Oil Treatment.
The score at the half, as both teams have returned to the playing field, is Los Angeles 7, the Giants nothing. And, you know, you look at the statistics, which we have in front of us about the first half, John Madden, but the real thing to talk about, I suppose, still has to be the effect of the wind.
And I think that's why the statistics are that way. There's only been 6 passes completed in the first half. The Giants only completed 2, and the Rams completed 4. And the teams kind of look flat, but I don't know how you could look anything else but flat.
I don't either. With a wind like this, in the event you might have joined us late, it's blowing at the rate of some 40 miles an hour. You can see up at the top of the stadium what it's doing to the flags. You also see the score, and let's look at some of those first half statistics.
I think the big ones there are the yards passing. You look, the Rams in the first half only have 27 yards passing, and the Giants have 48 yards passing. And you know, if you can't pass in football, then you just get a run scrimmage, and that's about what we've seen.
John, when is the last time you can recall seeing a team win the toss, as the Rams did, and then kick off?
I don't know. Usually only in Chicago. You know, I've never seen it happen anyplace else, but that's something you do in Chicago, and it'll be interesting to see. Now, the second half, the Giants have the choice, and it'll be interesting to see whether they kick off and take the win, or if they want the ball. Because one thing, you know, if you do kick off now, it's tough going in the third quarter, but then in the fourth quarter, then you get the ball. So it'll be an interesting thing. We see Pat Hayden warming up there, and Pat Hayden of the Rams looks like he expects to get the ball first. He looks like he's thinking that the Giants will probably kick off.
There you see the Giant huddle over in front of their bench. It's not only windy, as John and I were just talking about, it is very, very cold as well. CBS, Dan Lloyd. Number 1, Dan Lloyd is, of course, the former Giant linebacker who has been fighting a valiant battle against cancer. Has come back at one time. I think you'd have to say it was doubtful, but with the courage and dedication and really just all-out effort, I suppose you'd have to say Dan Lloyd is still with us. Drew Hill is number 87. Again, the Giants have Beasley Reese, this time holding for Joe Danello's kickoff. I doubt very seriously he doesn't rock this one way out of the end zone. Hangs up there to Hill, and he starts from the one behind the wedge. Drew Hill to the outside, got some room. Beasley Reese chasing and hooks him out of bounds. That might have been called a penalty as well, that tackle by Reese.
That was awfully close to being a penalty. You know, that's one thing, that they have such wind going here that it looked like maybe the kickoff coverage thought that there wouldn't be any return. Watch that wall form, the wedge in the middle. He gets up, Hill gets up, bounces out to the outside, and now the only one that can make this tackle right here is Beasley Reese. Ooh, that is illegal. That's the second time we've seen that in this game, a slug to the head. You can't do that.
First down Rams against the wind at their own 41. Handoff is to Mike Gooman. Gooman cuts back to about the 45, hit by Lawrence Taylor first.
I think we do have to say that this really hasn't been a crisp game.
I think that's a fair statement. The weather is crisp, but the game itself hasn't been. Sometimes you get in a situation like this and you're more concerned about the elements than you are about playing.
I think that happens, and I think that happened on the kickoff with the Giants. I think they were thinking that the wind is with them. He'll kick the ball out of the stadium, and Boom, here it comes back, and they're not ready to cover.
The Giants trying to stay alive. With their playoff hopes still in existence. Fumble. The Giants have it back. Haynes made the recovery. Gooman had the first down, lost the football, and the Giants take over with the wind at their back.
You know, one thing that happens, Pat, is when a football gets cold, the leather gets slippery. And you see, and the ball will be. Gooman had it against his left side. He got hit, and the ball just popped out right there to Mark Haynes. But that'll happen. When a ball gets cold, it gets slick.
Also very much like a golf ball, it gets harder.
Yeah.
And more difficult to hold because it's slick, as you pointed out. Here's Carpenter over to the left side, got about 5. Cody Jones made the tackle. Now here's the situation, in quoting Ray Perkins from yesterday, where instead of throwing with, well, let's say Carpenter got 3 yards. They call it 2nd and 7. Instead of throwing now, he'll run the football.
Yeah, because he wants to stay out of that situation where the Rams bring in their 5 defensive linemen, 6 backs, and run all those blitzes and so on.
Scott Brunner, the quarterback, and indeed, Leon Bright does get the carry. And he gets to where it'll be 3rd and 3, perhaps. George Andrews made the tackle. Now the passing situation comes.
You know, of course, there's 2 things about that. One is we see the Rams are not substituting on defense. Now, that's one thing that Ray Perkins wants. The thing that's wrong with it, though, is you're giving up a chance to get a first down. You really give up 2nd down, and you're putting it all on this down. And the Rams do substitute.
Now they come. Ivory Sully standing up on the right side. He's been blitzing a lot. And he backs up. Now he comes back into the line. He's number 37. Fakes a blitz. Now a man comes out of the backfield. He picks him up. The pass from Brunner intended for Johnny Perkins, incomplete. I don't know about that theory we were just talking about. Excuse me, John. If I had my druthers, I'd rather have 2nd and 1, wouldn't you?
Well, of course, if I had my druthers, I'd rather take 2 shots at it. I'd rather go on 2nd down and try and get it, and if I don't, come back on 3rd down, because that puts a lot of pressure on the quarterback.
And as you pointed out on that 1 down.
You have to do it that one time, or you have to punt.
And punt is what they're about to do. Jennings, Leroy Irvin back deep for the Rams. He's taking his time, lines this one. That will go over the head, Irvin and into the end zone. So the Rams will take over 1st and 10 at their own 20. We have 12 and a half minutes left to play in the 3rd quarter at Giants Stadium, and the Rams, after a touchdown by Tyler, still lead 7-0.
You are about to leave the world of ordinary cars behind and make the Eagles switch. The revolutionary 2-wheel, 4-wheel drive American Eagle. The only automobile that lets you switch from 2-wheel drive to full-time 4-wheel drive. From high mileage on the road to high adventure off the road. 2-wheel drive luxury to 4-wheel drive security. American Eagle. Now up to $1,000 rebates on selected new Eagles direct from American Motors.
Radio Shack makes Christmas dreams come true.
This mini phone you gave me will sure be great for the den. Super small size, push-button dial with a memory button that automatically redials busy numbers.
An extra long 16-foot cord.
And it hangs up when you put it down on any flat surface.
Besides, we save even more when we own our own phone instead of renting it. And it's on sale for $39.88.
Honey, I should have gotten you one for the kitchen.
Well, you did.
Built and sold only by Radio Shack, your Christmas electronics store.
Thursday.
Hello, I'm Johnny Cash.
It's a heartwarming Christmas visit to Scotland with the Carter family and special guest Andy Williams. Join Johnny Cash Thursday.
That's how hard the wind is blowing. A lot of people you can see from the empty seats behind the goalpost have departed already. Maybe they're still in the parking lot, but they're not in the stands. That's Wendell Tyler off to the right side.
And there's a late flag, Pat. Probably face mask it looked like. Yep, it was. Did you ever kick at goalposts that were swaying?
I can't remember, John, that I did. Of course, the posts when I was kicking were on the goal line. That doesn't make any difference.
Defense.
That has nothing to do with the wind.
Mask, number 55.
But they were shorter. The uprights were shorter.
Yeah.
First and 10 at their own 28. Denard swings in motion to the left. Hayden gets to Wendell Tyler, and Tyler breaks into the secondary, almost broke it. Beasley Reese made the tackle, about 9 for Wendell.
I'll tell you, and that's a big play for the Rams because they are getting out of this field position. And I think, again, once they're against the wind, you want to keep them backed up and keep them down there. Now, that was a great move by Tyler. Those are what we always called artificial turf moves, where you start in there, then you make that quick bounce out to the outside. You were never able to do that on grass.
That is one of the things that's made Tyler so effective, and Tony Dorsett, I guess, is the real prime example of that. Here's Gooman, and Gooman slugs over the left side outside the 40 for about 3. Harry Carson underneath the pile. Rams leading 7-0.
Probably the first one was O.J. Simpson that made those types of moves. You know, that big plant and then that big step to the outside. And as you say, now you see Tony Dorsett. Billy Sims is another one. You see Wendell Tyler all making those artificial turf moves.
You saw some of those made by Walter Payton on Thanksgiving Day.
Walter Payton, there's another one.
Denard again in motion to the left. Hayden back to Tyler again. Wendell outside the 45 to about the 46. Shy of a first down by a couple.
Now the Giants, I think, on these running downs, in order to protect some field position, get the ball because they decided that they want the wind in this third quarter by kicking off. They could have received. They decided to kick off. Now, doggone it, you have to get the ball back. You can't let the Rams control it.
It'll be 3rd and 2 at the 46. Swirling winds with a velocity of up to 40 miles an hour. 3rd down. Tyler. Foot or so short of a first down. The Rams, I suppose, will have to punt it. Mark Haynes made the tackle. They might choose to go for this one.
Today, in this weather, this is really a case for the dome stadiums, isn't it?
Oh. Wendell Tyler wants to go for it. They got to bring out the chains and see.
This is awfully dangerous going for it in this situation.
Again, the referee, Fred Silva, down holding the ball so that the wind doesn't affect the measurement. Hayden signaling over to the sideline. And they will punt, it appears. See if Corral comes back out. Hayden does come out, indeed. Corral, the punter and place kicker for the Rams, was shaken up early. There he comes.
He looks like he's holding his right arm awfully close. I bet he injured his right shoulder. See how he's holding that right arm? In fact, he's even counting with his left hand.
Might have its effect on how he's able to field the ball. Got it okay. Line driver. Leon Bright takes it. On the outside is Bright. And he is tackled by Mel Owens. And the Giants will take over at about their own 25-yard line with 9:55 left third quarter. And the Rams leading the Giants 7-0.
STP, a big name in racing for nearly 20 years. STP oil treatment on the track in some of the world's most expensive engines. Around the track, around the world, every day, tens of...
All your lily pads.
May all your pockets be full.
Feliz Navidad. Peace.
We wish you everything you always wanted in a Christmas.
And more.
You know, I'm glad they asked me to do this commercial. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
There are ways to stay warm, I guess.
Yep.
First and 10 from the 26 for the Giants and Scott Brunner. They trail 7-0 to Los Angeles. Handoff Leon Bright. Leon struggles. Finally goes down in the grasp of Cody Jones.
I think somewhere here, the Giants are going to have to start throwing the ball. They have 9 minutes and 40 seconds of the win because that last 15 minutes will be tough if they want to throw it. They have to do it now. They decided to receive. They to kick. They decided to take the win. Now you have to do something with it, man.
They have Dave Young, two tight end alignment. Young on the left, Shirk on the right, and Brunner will throw. And does throw. Gary Shirk, first down, Giants.
He's still crawling. Yep. I think that's what they have to do, and I think they have to start throwing some on first down now. We see it here. You see they're getting good pass protection inside. Brunner can step up. He can look. He can see. He finds Shirk in there in the middle, and it's enough for a first down. And I think now with 8 minutes, 50 seconds left, that they ought to throw on first and second down also.
They have Leon Bright and Carpenter as runners. They have Perkins in motion. He fakes to Carpenter, and he will indeed throw on first down. He does. Intended for Perkins.
I'll tell you, he had Perkins wide open on that one in a crossing pattern. He just threw it a little long and a little wide. See, he starts with a play pass that holds the linebackers, which allows Perkins to come up the field and then get across in behind the linebackers. That wasn't Perkins. That was Young going deep, and he was the guy that cleaned it out so that Perkins could come underneath.
Second and 10 at the 41 for the Giants. Rams leading 7-0. Scott Brunner, the quarterback. He still has Bright and Carpenter as his runners. On second down, he'll throw. Gets it out to Bright. Bright looking for room, can't find much. Got about 5 perhaps. Johnny Johnson, the safety man, came up to make the tackle.
I think probably before they knew that they had this windy type day, that was a big part of their plan, is to have both those running backs block and then check through and find openings.
Injured Ram player. Let's see who it is. Jack Youngblood, Reggie Dossover taking a look. Cody Jones, I believe, is the Ram who's down. So we have 8 minutes, 16 seconds left to play in this contest in the third quarter. The Rams leading the Giants 7-0. Touchdown by Wendell Tyler has been it.
Presenting the new Toyota Supra and Dan Gurney. It takes the right stuff to make a great performance car. Come ride with Dan Gurney and see.
It's quick off the line. That's the twin-cam fuel-injected engine. Now let's see the independent four-wheel suspension in action. Handles well. Nice brakes.
The new Toyota Celica Supra.
That's the right stuff.
Supra.
At Denny's, we slice the tender tips from lean sirloin steak. Braise them to seal in their hearty flavor. Smother them in rich mushroom gravy. Simmer them gently. Ladle them over Durham flour egg noodles and serve them with a roll and salad, all for the special price of only $2.99. Braised sirloin tips, only at Denny's, where you'll like our prices and you'll love our food.
When a young computer thief is kidnapped by the bank he's stealing from, finding him becomes a personal vendetta for private investigators Simon and Simon. Tuesday.
Cody Jones over on the sideline. His place has been taken by Phil Murphy, and he's a load.
There's one. Phil Murphy's 6'5" and he weighs over 300 pounds. I don't know how much over.
But a lot. 3rd and 6 from the 46. Brunner straight back. Pass intended for Ernest Gray, almost picked off by Rod Perry. Right now, let's switch you back to Brent Musburger for an update around the NFL.
Pat, you and John want to speculate on this. Curtis Dickey here explodes for 67 yards for a touchdown for the Colts. The Cowboys are all over the Colts, but with that first pick coming their way in Baltimore, it seems unlikely now that they would draft Marcus Allen because of Curtis Dickey. Let's go back to Pat and John.
I think indeed it does sound unlikely, Brent. We're talking about trades all the way around this ballpark today. Jennings' punt will go out of bounds at the 5-yard line.
Look at Jennings. He's still running. He started out and he ran back 30 yards as he was watching that ball go deep. He ran a lap around this stadium. Hey, that's good. We got some life in this game now.
He is
go.
yourself for a little shock. This year, many traditional full-size cars are no longer full-size cars. This one is. Marquis from Lincoln Mercury. Marquis gives you all the comfort you need, plus the kind of smooth ride that makes driving a pleasure. Marquis from Lincoln Mercury. Can you see yourself riding in anything less?
Opening now at Sears, a Christmas of red ribbon value. Save $60 on this 19-inch color TV with touch and tune channel selection, one button color, and reliable electronic tuning, just $399.95. Save $60 on this AM/FM stereo. Plays cassette or 8-track and records on cassette. Now only $169.95. Two super home entertainment values. To wrap up a beautiful Christmas, you can count on Sears.
Lawrence Taylor.
Rams have the football huddling in their own end zone right now. You look at Ray Perkins, the Giant head coach. Pat Summerall here with John Madden at Giant Stadium. The Rams got a touchdown the first time they had the ball, and that's been it. 7-0. Here's Wendell Tyler. Mike Gooman, I beg your pardon. Tyler the blocker. Gooman the carrier. Byron Hunt made the stop. Rams operating deep in their own territory with 7.5 minutes left to play third quarter.
I think what the Giants want to do here is really press the Ram run. By press, I mean get the linebackers up tight. Maybe bring the outside linebackers. Bring Lawrence Taylor on a blitz. Try and make something happen in the backfield.
Lewis Gilbert and Walt Arnold, both the Ram tight ends in the game. This is Wendell Tyler and Byron Hunt, Mark Haynes all over him.
Tell you what, there we go. They better watch out for that, though. They don't want a penalty here, and the Rams don't either. It's tough enough without getting a penalty in this situation. Doug Smith looked like he was getting a little excited.
That helmet doesn't look big enough.
It doesn't look like it fits him. It doesn't come down over the front. He may just have it cocked back up there while he stands in the huddle.
Just in case of a fight, maybe.
I tell you, he's a bull, though. Let's see if we can see him again. There's Lawrence Taylor coming in. See, the play's over. He's trying to get that pile to go back. Oh, the ball went down. And then someone saw him going.
There goes Taylor. And there's Doug Smith. But it all come to rest. Gooman goes straight ahead. He will not have the first down. Byron Hunt again led the defense.
Now Frank Corral has to get another one of those great line drive kicks into the wind if the Rams are going to keep this same position.
He pumped one of those against the wind, 61 yards in the first half.
That was a great, great kick.
In spite of that, his average, 32.2.
I don't think averages should count on a day like this either way.
You're right. Bad snap. Corral feels it on the hop. Another good kick by Frank Corral. That's going to be hard to handle. Leon Bright does, however, and Bright down the far sideline. Bright with some running room gets back to the 35-yard line where he's knocked out of bounds. Walt Arnold knocked him out of bounds, and this crowd, this very loyal, dedicated crowd comes to life. 7-0 still, Los Angeles.
It's going to be a little short, about 70 miles. This is Bob for Texaco Hope in the Gulf of Mexico. This water is 260 feet deep. It can cost up to 6 times more to drill for oil out here than on land. But we got to do this to help meet your energy needs in the years ahead. You can trust the Star at home and in your car.
Toyota asked to compare their new long-bed sport truck to our Jaguar XJ6.
And we laughed.
Granted, the Toyota truck is well appointed. I say, 4-speed automatic overdrive.
Handles most nimbly.
Still, we laughed. Until Toyota told us we both had to carry a piano.
Oh, what a feeling.
Feels like a car, works like a truck.
Toyota.
Saturday, get into the spirit with NCAA basketball on CBS Sports. Wake Forest meets Marquette and USC takes on Long Beach State in regional action. Saturday on CBS Sports.
The Giants have the football. Ram territory, 1st and 10 at the Ram 34. Bruner gives to Carpenter. He's knocked backwards, breaks one tackle, breaks another one. Still on his feet is Rob Carpenter. And Carpenter, they say, was down, and they bring it back. He is upset.
They can say he was down, but he wasn't down. They may have decided that his momentum was stopped, and they blew a whistle. I'm sure they did, but the Rams have yet to get Rob Carpenter down. Let's watch it. He starts it in here to the left. Boom, there's nothing there. He takes it, he bounces out to the right. To the outside, they still don't have him. Johnny Johnson gets in position to tag him. They get him from the outside. They still don't have him. He's still going. A whistle must have blown there. No, Cromwell missed him right there. Cromwell was still playing.
They did blow the whistle, however. And they give Carpenter only 3 yards. Make it 2nd and 7. Outside Carpenter it is again. And Rob gets, this time, nestled into the arms of Andrews. And down he goes. Penalty marker goes down. Late flag. The discussion is with Fred Silva. Personal foul is called against the Los Angeles Rams. That was late.
Yeah, it was a late call. I don't know if they called that on the middle linebacker, Carl Eckern. He came in and finished off the tackle, but from here it didn't look like it was late.
Let's see who they call it.
Defense, personal foul, number 55, forearm to the face, 1st down.
It's called against Eckern.
Right, and it wasn't a late hit. It was hitting him in the head. Now, that's one thing. We've already seen it 3 times today, and that's one rule that I agree with. You can tackle him, but you can't hit him in the head. Now, let's see. Now, here's Eckern right there. We saw the forearm, and that's what he called it for, the forearm to the head.
They move it all the way down to the 15. Right. Brunner keeps the ball. Penalty marker goes down. It was 1st and 10 at the 15 when that began. Penalty marker down, however. Johnny Johnson made the stop on Brunner.
You know, that's one thing that the Giants can't afford here, mistakes. You know, Ray Perkins was telling us yesterday that the Giant offense self-destructed last week. Of course, that penalty's against the Rams, so maybe the Ram defense is self-destructing with 2 penalties in a row.
Giants have the football now, 1st and 5 at the 10-yard line.
Defense, 95, offside, 1st down.
Big Phil Murphy offside.
He's so big that there's a little of him left over there to line up offside.
He could be on both sides. Brunner to Bright. Bright bouncing to the outside, gets down to about the 7. Before once again Johnny Johnson comes up to make the tackle with help from Eckern.
You know, little things like that, like lining up offsides, are the real discipline things. They're the little things that win and lose games for you. You know, Monday night, the Eagles lined up offsides on that 3rd down, boom, and lose the game. Getting down here like this, you know, lining up offsides, those little things are the things that you have to win.
2nd and 3 at the 8. Just over 4 minutes left to play 3rd quarter with the Rams leading 7-0. Brunner gives to Carpenter. Carpenter, not quite. Mike Fanning tripped him up. He almost got in.
Where are they going to mark that one? That's an interesting one. You know, one thing that Rob Carpenter has, watch this, he has a great feeling. Look, he starts to the right. He feels a soft spot back in here. See, he just makes that little cut, shoulder square, great balance, and fights to get the ball up, and it should be about the 1-yard line.
They mark it about the 1-foot line.
It should be about the 1-foot line.
J.T. Turner has been helped to the sideline for the Giants. 1st down and goal at the half-yard line. Carpenter, touchdown. And the struggle goes on. Jim Flack in the middle of it. Jim Youngblood in the middle of it.
tell you, goal line offense and goal line defense is where you see all those types of things.
7-6 as Rob Carpenter gets the touchdown. Giants trail now by only one.
Watch it. This is great. All those bodies down low. We can't see the line there driving. Both teams trying to stay low. Carpenter just takes in and boom, up over the top.
Brunner will hold for Danilo as the Giants try to even things at 7. Extra point very nearly was bobbled, but Danilo got it through. A sigh of relief makes it 7-7. Look at that touchdown again.
We'll see here again. Carpenter's going to go. He has to get to the line before he takes off. Not too soon, and then boom, up over. You know, somehow Gary Jeter ended up out there spiking the ball. Did you see that after that touchdown? I don't know if he was in on the short yardage offense or if he just came running on the field to get a little spiking practice.
Designated spiker.
Well, you know, after Duriel Harris hurt his knee last week with Miami, maybe these teams are having a lineman run on the field and spike it instead of the wide receivers and running backs.
There's the scoring drive. 5 plays, 34 yards, 2 key penalties. Carpenter scored the touchdown on a 1-yard run. Danilo tied it at 7. The Rams will have the win, don't forget, however, in the 4th quarter. And it's substantial. The Giants trying to stay in that playoff picture. The Rams not really mathematically out of it completely, but chances almost gone for playoffs. This time they haven't been in that postseason activity in a long, long time.
You know, it was interesting. The last time that the Giants had a winning season was the last time that the Rams weren't in the playoffs.
1972. Danilo laces this one deep and out of the end zone. Right now for an update, let's swing you back to Brent Musburger in our studio in New York.
Pat, who would have imagined that a Green Bay-New Orleans game would be big this late in the year? But that is next Sunday. Dickey has put the Packers ahead with that 15-yard pass to James Lofton. Suddenly they are dominating the Lions. Let's go back to Pat and John.
And Brent, that victory, there's a guy who's been out in the weather for a while. Victory by Green Bay, if indeed it lasts, would even their record at 7. Drop Detroit down to 7. Here's the pass outside intended for Tyler, incomplete. Mark Haynes, the defender. Next Sunday, the NFL has a doubleheader. We do on CBS. Green Bay at New Orleans. And as Brent just said a minute ago, that'll be very important. The Giants at St. Louis. And then, of course, after that, a doubleheader game, the Eagles will be at Dallas. So
excuse me, that's always a big one.
There's a handoff to Tyler, and Haynes is right out there in good shape. Makes a good play.
I'll tell you, the Giant defense is fired up now. They were on that last drive because they knew they had to keep the Rams down there. Now they got their touchdown. They know they have to do it again. Well, the fans, yeah. Okay, now here's what you cheer for. Look, fans, you want to do it again. And then if they get the ball with the win, they have another shot at it. See? Hey!
You sound like a fan.
Well, you got to talk to them. You got to tell them what they're cheering for sometimes.
It'll be 3rd and 8 at the 22. Hayden, the quarterback, has been all day. Drops to throw. Martin, the rush. Pass incomplete, intended for Billy Waddy. Nothing doing against that wind, and Corral again will have to punt. Bill Courier, Mark Haynes back on defense for the Giants. Speaking of being fired up, these people who have endured these weather conditions today are fired up, or would like to be.
They have endured.
Leon Bright, who's almost broken a couple kicks. Punt return so far. Giants again do not try to rush. Corral again against the wind, all things considered, a very good kick. Bright. Leon Bright still on his feet. And still, Bright down the sideline. Bright might take it. Inside the 10, down to the 7. Ivory Sully finally made the stop.
These fans are still alive here, and what a great punt return with 2 minutes left. They knew that they needed another shot, that they wanted to make something happen before they lose this win. Now, Corral makes a good kick here. He kicks it with power. He kicks it long. He gets Bright back now. Now he takes up. Now Leon Bright really picks up some blocks here. He gets one from his left side right there, another one to the outside, and then he's running straight up the field, and he gets it into the 7-yard line. What a run. What a return.
And it gets him in business again, and here's Carpenter. Batted down at about the 6. It's first and goal. Johnny Johnson made the tackle. Leon Bright, by the way, has broken the record for punt returns in a year without a fair catch. A record that was set way back in 1953 by Emlyn Tunnell.
One thing, that sure gives them a lot of confidence, I think, when they think that they're going to get that short type of kick. Everyone's set. You know, as we watch it again, they know that they're going to get a return. And we really get some good blocks here. Watch some of these blocks as these Rams are picked up. Of course, a few missed tackles.
Corral was hurt again. Win by Bright. Here's Carpenter down inside the 5 to the 3. Carl Eckern made the tackle. It'll be third down at the 3.
You know, now 3rd and 3 at a goal line is really a long yardage situation. And it's really a passing situation. I would think that the Giants here would probably go with some type of play pass.
Scott Brunner, the quarterback. Mulledy, the tight end, is number 81 on the left side. 3rd and goal. It'll be Carpenter again, and Carpenter will not get in. Now, do you field goal or go for it? I think you have to field goal.
They have to field goal with a score 7-7. They've already had 3 shots. They haven't done anything with it. They elected not to pass, so I'm sure that they were being satisfied with a field goal. And here comes Joe Danello.
Clock is still running. They'd like to get this one off before they have to fight that wind, I'm sure. Danello is out. Although from this close, it shouldn't be that much of a factor, but still, you'd like all the advantages you can have.
You want all your fair advantages.
They may not get it off if they don't hurry.
They didn't get it off.
Clock has run out, and that's right. They didn't get it off. Now, if that turns out to be something that gets involved, they could have gotten that kick off easily.
And Joe Danello was upset. He was saying something there to Scott Brunner. We had to get it off.
That's the end of the 3rd quarter with the score. The Giants 7, the Rams 7. We'll be back with the start of the 4th quarter after this word from your local station.
Monday, the pampered Private Benjamin tries to trap the Canton loan shark. Then Nan hires Brentwood as a tutor, but will Gabby pass the test? The two of us and Private Benjamin Monday.
This is CBS.